Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out today despite the bad weather. I see some familiar faces out there, some unfamiliar ones as well. And of course, we have the entrepreneurs and the innovators, the mothers, the fathers, and the students. So my name is Kennedy Wynn, but most people call me Ken. And the overarching theme for tonight is, what if? But I want to do something a little bit different. So let's take this what if, flip it 180, and talk about a world without what ifs. What if there were no what ifs? But instead, we asked ourselves how, why, and we took action for the questions that we asked ourselves. Because see, most of us go through our entire lives with this cloud of doubt just looming over our heads. We're either thinking about past alternatives, or we're living within our imaginations. For example, who here has asked themselves, what if I took that other job? Or what if I went to that other college? And a question I know every single person has asked themselves, what if I had more money? I know I'm guilty of this. So now, what about the what ifs that are bigger than us? What if there were world peace? What if there were a cure for cancer? What if no child had to go hungry at night? See, these are great questions that we must ask ourselves, but by asking ourselves, what if, we limit ourselves to one level of answers. For example, if I said, what if there were world peace? You'd probably say, well, there would be no more wars and everybody would like each other, right? But now, what if we said, how can we achieve world peace? That's when you start opening up different levels of answers. And that is how we reach solutions. So, what I propose to you tonight is to stop saying, what if, and start saying, how and why. Fun fact, I actually learned this today, but in the Vietnamese language, you can't say, what if, there's no phrase for that. But instead, we can say, how can we? Làm này sao? Or, why is that? Cái này tại sao? Now, I'm not saying that we can get rid of an entire phrase from the English language. You can't just delete words like that, right? So, what I propose instead is to get rid of this language from your vocabulary. Now, it's not easy. I know it wasn't easy for me. But one way I got through it was by keeping a pocket notebook. And every time I caught myself asking myself, what if? Or caught myself daydreaming, I'll write it down. So I'll be that guy walking through grounds, just scribbling in my notebook. But at the end of the day, what I did was I took these what ifs and I X'd them out. And I wrote, how can I do this? Or why is this a thing? And I made an action plan. Because see, the hard part is not catching yourself doing it. The hard part is taking action for the questions that you ask yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, when you hear the rest of the speeches tonight about the what ifs, let's take action and ask ourselves how and why. So before the end of the night, I wanted to leave my contact information here. I may record this later. Please contact me about anything you want, or even if you want to go grab a drink. And remember something. Build your empire and leave a legacy. Thank you.
All right, so we got a podium. How are you guys doing so far? All right. How about another round of applause for the courage of our first three speakers? All right, so we've got another one coming up. We've got next is Jody Reyes.